Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another coffee rant with Dano and Frank, the Patriot Bald Eagle. Guys, you have to hit pause on this video to get your coffee together or whatever beverage you deem necessary. Go ahead and do that now, as we are going to be discussing Sam's Club and Costco and what I really think about it. Okay, so let's get into it here. I like them both. I really do. I feel like both places offer great quality. As far as prices go, they're similar. I would have to say they're both pretty high in price when it comes to like produce, but I will say that for right around the same prices at Costco, they sell organic, a lot more organic fruits and vegetables than the Members Mark or Sam's Club. I like I said, I like them both. I do feel like it's a personal preference. Jessica will say that she absolutely loves Costco, and if if Costco was right next door to our Sam's Club, which it's not, it's in traffic, it's a good hour drive for us, and there's a lot of traffic driving through northern Kentucky. Sam's Club, I love it because everything is kind of just all together. I will say that Costco's more spread out. Although Costco is always more packed, I feel like there's still more room to breathe than at Sam's Club. I have everything that I've ever gotten from Members Mark brand has always been really good. The Sam's Club brand, and everything that I've ever gotten from Kirkland, the Costco brand, has always been good. There's a lot of products at Costco that I still have not tried. That we've probably been to Costco like not as much as Sam's Club because of the drive. But I will say it's always an adventure going to Costco because there is just so much. They have a lot more stuff than our Sam's Club has. Now, people always talk about the different prices. Well, that is another personal preference. We do not do the delivery or the cash back option with Costco because we don't go there that much. I've done the math, and for what we buy there, don't know if it's going to be really worth it. Now, there are some different things that are worth it, and I know a lot of our viewers on the channel here have the premium memberships. Some have the one at Sam's Club, some have the one at Costco. And there are benefits to both, especially for like pharmaceuticals. Both have pharmacies, optical centers, and I've kind of looked into it, for the optical center and stuff, and it may be worth it. It's not a huge savings when it comes to me, but it could be maybe for you. And it is kind of a personal preference. People, a lot of our viewers say, well, what do you not like about Sam's Club and what do you not like about Costco? It's the same answer I have for everything. I don't like the prices. The prices of things keep going up, and we continue to see things go up at Costco and Sam's Club. But now, the one thing I will say is that they do a better job at keeping things kind of even keel for a while. Like Sam's Club really hasn't raised a lot of prices. They've raised prices on some things, but they also haven't raised their memberships either. And apparently Costco's keeping their membership at $60 a year. And if you spend a fortune at Costco, if you spend a lot of money, then you want to look into getting the Plus membership, because we have a lot of viewers on the channel that spend a lot of money, and then at the end of the year, we've heard stories where you actually are able to pay for your membership because of how much you saved, and that makes it really worth it. There's a lot of similarities, and I never realized how many of our viewers didn't really understand Sam's Club or Costco before we started visiting these stores. I had never shopped at Sam's Club before, like over the last few years. I had never gone into a store like that. I thought that it just would not be worth it. Buying in bulk you do have to spend more money. And is it worth it? The thing is that one thing, like, we rotate our items. We stock up on things that we get a good price on, so that in the future it's a little cheaper in the long run. I mean, that's the whole idea. You buy in bulk, you save a little bit of money. And people have been saying that it's not as good of a deal as it used to be. No, it's not. It's not. And this is why I always say you have to walk around, you have to do a tour of both of these stores before you make a decision. Is it worth the $50 membership? But more than that, is it somewhere that you're going to visit on a frequent basis? Or when you do, like I know somebody who goes to Sam's Club like 4 times a year. They spend a lot of money. They spend a lot of money. They stock up on a lot of things, and that is how they're able, that's how they work it. And I'll tell you what, I bet in the long run, when you do the math, they're saving a lot of money by doing that. Uh, when I first got my membership to Sam's Club, I made sure and calculated that I was going to make my money, make it worth it that day. That day. Like, me and Jess went to Sam's Club and I made it worth it that day. I was calculating what the prices were at Kroger and what the prices were at some other stores and how much over time was this going to save us. And it was a lot, it was like $60. So it was kind of like, in my eyes, it was kind of like saving an extra $10 even on what I would have spent at Kroger buying those same products. Meaning, so about $60 that I saved that day of products that I would have spent at Kroger on that day. Now, obviously, that would be impossible to shop like that at Kroger. And the thing is you do have to kind of look at things like expiration dates and stuff like that too. Best if used by dates. If you're buying stuff at Sam's Club and Costco and you're stocking up on these things, you want to make sure that you're rotating them. Like if you're buying in bulk and stuff, and some in bulk like we do, you want to make sure that you're rotating those products out. If you're never going to eat them or if they're just sitting there, that's not good. You don't want to waste anything, especially in today's day and age where grocery prices are just going through the roof. I mean, it really is, guys. I went to Meijer earlier. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe down below. We do try to visit Meijer once a week, although I'm thinking about maybe doing Meijer every couple weeks. We don't have as many viewers that shop at Meijer, but we do have some, and it's just Meijer is not all over the country. I'm trying to do, hopefully do some different videos. I'm going to try a couple different things as we go along here, maybe visit some different stores, and also try to focus on some other things other than food that's going up in price. If you're new to the channel, that's what we do. We try to save you as much money on food as possible. We try to point out all the little details, all the little things that you may miss, some of the trickery that we see in the grocery stores. I try to point that out for you so you are not fooled. So at Meijer today, I did notice some more price increases on some things. And, these are the things we need to pay attention to, because these are how I do my calculations of what makes Sam's Club and Costco worth it, right? When you see something go crazy up in price at one of your regular grocery stores, well, if it goes up at Sam's or something, well, all of a sudden it's like, well, I might as well just buy this at Kroger or Meijer or, Piggly Wiggly or wherever you shop, and that could be the case. Because we're hitting kind of a surge, right, in prices right now. We've seen a lot of things go up over the last few weeks here. We've seen butter, milk prices, pretty much all dairy except for cheese. Shh. I don't know what's keeping cheese down. I don't, but I'm glad it is. I'm not complaining at all. Eggs continue to rise. We've got a lot of comments on eggs lately. It seems like further west from us, it seems like they're really starting to go up in price. So if you find a good deal on eggs, there's still 12 count of eggs around here. We're fortunate. I don't know how, but it's still $1.90. We've been hearing $3.25, $4, and it's not too far from us. So we need to pay attention to that as well. And if you buy in bulk with some of these things too, you still get okay deals on eggs, I guess. I don't know. We were at Sam's Club the other day, and those had risen a couple dollars also for their big, like 60 count eggs. I don't know what we would do with them. I have nowhere to put 60 eggs. I don't. That's why we need more space. We need space. We need a deep freezer. We need everything. Because that is what we need to do, guys. The continued mission is to buy up the sales as you see them, because I feel like they're only going to go up. Hopefully at some point we'll see some things come down. I hope so, but we're not seeing that. People keep talking about things hopefully dropping here in the future. What's that old saying? I will believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it. Meat prices are through the roof right now. Chicken, poultry is starting to go up. We're hearing that pork is going to, I mean, I can't see how pork doesn't go up in price. With all these different events going on with closing hog farmers and stuff like that all over the country, I have to believe that that's going to be going up in price as well. Transportation issues that we're having, continued transportation issues, whether by land, air, or sea, it seems to be all around. Seems to be all around. Another thing that's going to keep these prices going up, guys. I know I'm kind of drifting off of the title here of Sam's and Costco, but it's going to ultimately affect them as well, because one of the biggest complaints that we've had from a lot of our viewers about Sam's Club is the shortage of meat. And I can attest for that as well. We have seen our Sam's Club very low on beef. Very low on beef. And as to where it did, maybe in the video when I was shopping there, it looked like they had a good amount of chicken. It's still way lower than it's ever been. They had more than they had the last time, so I'll give them that. But I'll go in there sometimes and I'll get there early. And it's like, and I know that our Sam's Club has had issues with employee shortages and stuff like that as well. You can tell with like the fresh baked products. I do like a lot of the fresh baked breads at Sam's Club, but I gotta say, Costco, theirs is fantastic. If you have an event coming up or like a birthday or something, let me recommend get that cheesecake. That cheesecake can feed an army. I mean, it is humongous. I would say it's better than Cheesecake Factory because, I mean, it's just great. It is so delicious. They know what they're doing. It's like $16, but it's like that thick. And I'm not kidding. It's like an extra large pizza cheesecake. So if you're having a party or whatever, find some deals on the different toppings, like different pie toppings. Like we'll do like blueberries, for sometimes our family, we'll have a party. That's what we get. We'll get the cheesecake, and boy, is it a hit. I mean, it is a hit. It is the best cheesecake on the planet. At least for me. I mean, I'm sure there's better, but Costco really nails it. And a lot of their Costco prepared foods are fantastic. Anybody that's watched us video ourselves at Costco knows that Alfredo bake that they make. Guys, that thing is like 4 pounds. 4 pounds. Already made. Has the provolone or the Parmesan, Alfredo, chicken, fresh cut chicken, all the noodles and everything. 4 pounds. You could feed your family twice. It's like $18. $19. But when you put it in the oven, we always add a little bit more Parmesan cheese on top just to kind of give it that crust, which makes it fantastic. But I mean, we'll eat on that for a week. Me and Jessica could eat on that for a week. Well, maybe not a week, but a few days at least. And you start breaking meals down like that, all of a sudden it gets a lot cheaper. Now, this is how we've always done things, but I'm just relaying this information out there because we're always trying to save people as much money as possible. This is one way to do that. And it's not just like chicken Alfredo. They have all different kinds of these pre-made meals. So yeah, for these kind of things, Costco knocks it out of the park. Costco knocks it, and they're all right around the same price. You're going to spend $20, right? But it's going to feed you and your wife or you and your kids. I would say you and your kids for a few days. Me and Jessica probably for 3 to 5 days, depending on how hungry I am. But, really starting to love Costco. I plan on doing a Costco visit here soon. There are some things that I have to get at Costco here in the upcoming week, so I will probably do a video there. But I absolutely love Costco. It's fantastic. Everything I've ever gotten from there has been good. All their little snack stuff that they have of the Kirkland brand has always been fantastic. And that, I will say, is probably better than Members Mark at Sam's Club. Sam's Club's like I get that feeling like with Kirkland brand at Costco, I get that feeling like this tastes like it was professionally done. Like you did this out of grandma's kitchen, Members Mark kind of feels like that. Maybe not like Kroger brand or something, but it feels like that. We rushed through this, just got it out there. I'm not one to really complain about food though. I mean, yeah, there's things I don't like, but I don't complain much. But I would have to say, as far as those things go, like that Hoody, Hoody, the Hoody peanut butter delight things that they have in the canister. You get like a canister like this. It's like a trail mix of peanut butter. I mean, it's like $9, $9.98 or something. But I mean, it's enormous. It's like this big. If you shop at Costco, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes I'll get the little bags, but I think the little bags shrunk. They didn't have them the last time I was there. I believe it's the same price, but I'm not going to pay for something that I'm getting less. It's convenient because they're in the little snack bags and they stay fresh, but you get the sealed container, of those. And I guess, well, that's not a Kirkland brand, but still, the product that they're selling out of their store, pretty good. Always, there's so many good things. I think it's funny that Sam's Club, they have like contract with Energizer, and then Costco has some kind of contract with Duracell because Costco sells Duracell, Sam's Club sells Energizer. I think it's funny. And they both have their own like store brand. Some people say that the Kirkland brand batteries are Duracell. They could be. Members Mark could be Energizer for all I know. You could just be paying for the name, right? If it doesn't have the Nike check on it, well, then you're probably paying $5 for the shirt, right? Let's take a little coffee break. I was excited to talk about these two things today to kind of step back from some of the things going on. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on. Like I saw right before I did this video, there's some kind of recall on 7,000 pounds of hamburger. It's not a huge recall, but it's got you got to watch out. They're saying it could be contaminated with E. coli. Check out the FDA website. I'm not going to go over that tonight because I wanted to talk about these. I'm just putting it out there. Put it out there so you can check. I think it was with the Skanga beef. Just Google it. You can Google it, after this video if you want to check it out. It is on the FDA's website. You can check out all the product numbers. So if you have any of that beef, but yeah, I didn't have time to really look it up. I already had this video kind of mapped out in my brain of some of the things I wanted to talk about. Yes. Some of the other things too at Costco are pretty awesome. Like during the holidays, they got great toys, good deals on toys. And I'm not talking like little action figures. I mean like big toys, like big monster trucks for like, I wouldn't say half the price of what you would get at Walmart. It's going to be right about the same price. But they get stuff that nobody else does, right? I mean, some of their Christmas options that Costco had this year were amazing. They had a ton. I will say Costco did have Sam's Club beat as far as holiday stuff. There are holiday things that I do like at Sam's Club though, like their pies. I have yet to ever taste a better apple pie than from Sam's Club. That is amazing. They did go up in price. They're $10.98 now, but I'll tell you what, they're still just as big. So they didn't take anything off of it. It hasn't shrinkflated or anything like that. It is enormous. But again, yeah, it's like, that's a huge pie. You better have a couple people to share it with. Or cut it up and, just try to save it as long as you can and have apple pie for dessert for the next week. It is huge. The French silk pie at Sam's Club is pretty amazing too. Costco, the only one we've had from there is the cheesecake, and it's amazing. It's amazing. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So, yeah, and what we do is if we want one, if me and Jessica, just want a couple pieces of cheesecake, we may go in on it with one of our family members or something. Just be like, hey, we're going to Costco. You want to split this? And that makes it way cheaper. It makes it to where we can fit it in our fridge as well, right? Because they're enormous. And those are the things that you really have to think when you're going bulk buying in some of these stores. Like, we don't have much room. I mean, we put things everywhere. People are, everybody's always saying, like, if you have a small space, how do you pack things? Well, there's ways you can do things, pack things under desks and around, and if you got like wide space like under your bed, different things. It's, I don't know. You really learn how to pack stuff in when you live in a small area because we don't have much room here. Hopefully we can get a house here at some point, and who knows when that'll ever happen. But we're not going to be dumb about it. We're not going to be stupid about it. We're going to make sure that we are not. We got a lot of. Thank you for all the great comments that you guys were talking about. You don't want to be house broke. I don't want to just, A lot of these houses that need like rehabbed are like in the 100,000. Like a house that's destroyed that needs to be rebuilt, are selling for over $100,000 around here. No thanks. And the prices are just ridiculous. Anyway, I'm drifting away from the main subject here again. But anyway, this was just just wanted to talk about Sam's and Costco a little bit. Explain what I really think about it all. I love them both. I really do. We keep it for multiple reasons. Costco is far, right? I'm all about, being close. I gotta be close because these videos take forever to do. They take forever to upload and it's a lot of work. And whenever we're at Costco, that's a 2 to 3 hour event. And, usually we're in there shopping for things as well. Got a question the other day from a couple different viewers. Why don't we show the things we buy? That's kind of just a personal thing. We just don't do that. Every now and then we may do like a haul, and show what we get, but I don't know. It's one of those things like just never really done that on the channel. And, I'll explain some things that we buy, and the usuals. When we go to Sam's Club, or usually every time I go to Sam's Club, I'll tell you right now, I buy a big thing of toilet paper. I don't care if we're loaded down on it or not. I will buy a thing of toilet paper because I have been to Sam's Club where they have been completely out of toilet paper. If you remember a video a little while back, they were very low, and I still ended up buying one, and I got a roll of the paper towels because those were low as well. And not a roll, but, the big packs. And that stuff keeps going up too, guys. They've stayed the same price for a few months, but I wouldn't be surprised. I just hope that they don't shrink it. Don't take anything out of it. Like if you have to raise it 50 cents or $1, cool. Don't shrink the toilet paper and then keep the same price. I hate when stores do that. Like just come out and say, well, we had to raise it 50 cents or $1, because of because of everything going on. Excuse me. If prices are coming up on them, okay, right? But don't do that move where you shrink it. I do not like shrinkflation at all. And what I really don't like is when you have the same size box, right? And you've shrunk the product, right? It's like you might be in transition of making a smaller box or different bags. But you know what? Them Nature Valley bars, those have been shrinkflated for well over a year now. You get the bag still that's got the oats and honey bars in them. It's like this long. The bar's that big. I mean, you can literally fold the wrapper over, and it's not as like airtight as it used to be. I think that's kind of caused it to lack some freshness to it. Because they taste a little more dry. They're kind of dry tasting anyway. Anytime I eat one of those, I make sure I have a cup of water or something. But yeah, I take those things everywhere. I snack on those when me and Jessica go on the road. I'm snacking on those things as we go along. Back when I used to camp every weekend, that was like my hiking snack, and it's just always my go-to. That's why, some of these things that you hear me point out at like Kroger and all these different stores all the time. Those are the things that I used to buy, but I don't anymore because they're so daggone expensive. So expensive. And then when if I find them for $1.99 or something, like on the buy 5 or more deal, then I'll buy them. Because it's like, okay, well, you shrinkflated them. I'm not paying $4 for them ever. I don't care if that's the only thing to eat. I'll figure something else out. That's just crazy. I don't overpay for anything, guys. I always make sure that we're getting a deal. And I try to share this information of some of how we do things, and hopefully it helps. But if it doesn't, we appreciate you sticking around for the entertainment. Guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. I really just kind of wanted to talk about Sam's and Costco. We've gotten a lot of comments over previous videos. We're getting a lot of subscribers now, and people are watching some of our older videos. So this video is basically for you who have had these questions, just trying to answer them as best as I can. When it comes all down to it, like I said, if Costco was right next door to Sam's Club, I would probably be shopping there a lot more. But I do love Sam's Club. I do love their toilet paper and their paper towels. Costco, it's pretty much the same thing. Like I said, these things that you think about, right? It's like if you're right down the street from something and it has the product that you always love, and then you have the other place that's an hour away, it's like I'm not planning to get some of these things from Costco when we go to Costco. First of all, my little SUV can only carry so much, and I want to make sure we're getting, the stuff that, the stuff we're able to. Plus, sometimes we take family members with us. Guys, that's the way to go. That's the way to go. Get yourself a membership and then maybe split it. Split it with one of your family members that you know, and then set days. Set days where you guys go. Like every few weeks or once a month. You can really make it worth it for that, especially if you're like us and you don't have the space for everything. We do that. We do that with family members. Break stuff down. Try to save as much money as we can while having space to be able to walk around your home. But anyway, guys, that is it for today's coffee rant. Make sure you are stocking up on the sales as you see them. Never give up the fight. Have a great night.